Hey guys, today I will be showing you how to make these aguachiles, so stay tuned and find out how I made them. Alright guys, so to make the green aguachiles today, these will be our ingredients. We have roughly 4 chile serranos. You can use more for more spicy or less if that's what you choose. And then we have a bunch of cilantro, 1 cucumber. You can use 2, but I like to use 1 for this recipe since it's just for 2 people. 7 up to 10 limes depending on how juicy you like your sauce to be, and then 1 red onion, obviously your rush. And in this little cup I put 2 tablespoons of salt along with a teaspoon of black pepper, and obviously a lemon squeezer. So yes, and then obviously you'll need a blender. This is the one I use. So yes, we will go ahead and get started. All right guys, so I have put a bowl aside with hot water because I did not leave these to defrost overnight. So this is a quick way to defrost your shrimp. Just go ahead and pop them in there. Let them sit for like 5 to 10 minutes. So yeah, we'll just wait 5-10 minutes to see where they're at, and then we'll go on from there. All right guys, while our shrimp are defrosting, we will go ahead and cut up our limes in half to put all the juice in there, and then we'll put the shrimp in there to cook for about half an hour to an hour. So as you see, I have put my first lime half into my lemon squeezer. Then we'll go into this bowl and we'll just squeeze all the juice out for each half until we're all done. So officially all my limes are squeezed, and this is the amount of juice they gave me, which is not a lot, but that's okay. That's all we need. All right guys, so exactly 10 minutes has gone by and my shrimp are officially loose and defrosted. So these do have the skin on them, so what we do is we'll go ahead and peel it off individually, and then once the skin is off, we'll go ahead and do the incision to get rid of the tripa. Okay guys, I have officially skinned all of my shrimp. I like to work with a clean sink so I can remove the skin on one side and then put the shrimp on the other side, and then have my bowl in the middle, because this is the part where I'll start cut right through the middle right here to remove basically that, and to widen the shrimp for our aguachiles. So what you'll need, this is kind of hard because I'm using one hand, but here, let's see, there we go. So you'll need a little knife. Basically you'll just cut straight in the middle, just enough to flap it open like that, and then that's when you see la tripa, and you just take it out, and then you run it under some water, and then you just clean the shrimp out. This is the process called limpiando el camarón, because we don't like to eat stuff that have color like this. Like, I don't know, it's just the way my mom taught me. And yeah, so this is your clean first shrimp, and then you just toss it into a clean bowl with no water, and then you just repeat the same thing with all your shrimp. Just slice through and then remove that dark grainy stuff. Wash it nicely, and as you can see, there's still some in there, so go ahead and try to remove it. Sometimes they can be very stubborn. And then you just repeat this. All right, so they're all nicely cleaned, and I have put them into the lime juice. And as you can see, the first ones I was putting in are already getting cooked. So we'll just let them sit in this lime juice, sorry, for another 30-40 minutes. And then while they're cooking on here, we'll go ahead and start chopping everything that needs to be chopped, and then preparing everything for the toppings. So we're gonna reserve this and the chiles aside, just because they'll be going into the blender along with some juice after all the shrimp are fully cooked. So after those 40 minutes, we'll put some juice in there. But for now, we'll reserve all of these, and we'll be focusing on the onion and the cucumber. For my cucumber, I like to peel it just because I think it's more enjoyable that way. But obviously that's just my preference, and each person can prep their cucumber the way they want it. But I'm gonna go ahead and peel this first. Okie dokie, here's my nicely peeled cucumber. And just because this is such a small batch, I will only be using 1 cucumber. Usually I'll use 2 and 2 bags of shrimp. But today I'm just gonna stick to 1. And then what I'll do is I'll just cut it right through the middle. Here I just cut it through the middle. I still left the ends on them because I like to take them off afterwards. And this is the most important part, at least to me. What I've noticed that works really well is I like to grab a spoon and just scoop out all the seeds. That way it's just the cucumber and the seeds to add additional juice. And then also the cucumber seeds tend to get in the way when it comes to eating it. So I'll go ahead and take all the seeds out, but just scalloping it out just like that. All right, once it's all seedless, it should look like this. It should literally look like a little boat. And then it's time to turn them upside down. I'll do one at a time. And then I'll cut the end off. I left the end on first just because it adds more support when seeding it, so I don't go straight out here and cut it off, you know? Because see, after we take that end, there's barely any room, and it's very easy to go through the margin there. So let's do the other half. Okay, so now we'll just cut it in little half moons. Thickness is depending on how you guys want it, but I like mine not too thick, not too thin. So I just go ahead and start doing this to all of my. All right, here are all of our cucumber pieces. So it's just 1 whole cucumber cut in half and seeded, and then go ahead and cut them in half moons. So this is how they look. So I'll let them aside, and then I'll go ahead and start cutting the onion. I'll go ahead and take off the hard skin. Man, this is a struggle. I need to get a camera and like a tripod so I can record from up here. Okay, anyways, this is what we have to deal with today. You know what? Let me do this off camera. Our onion, I have taken off all the lovely skins and I've cut it in half. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it long side so that they're long onion size like the cucumber. So go ahead and get started. All right, don't mind me, my eyes are just slightly crying. But yeah, so you'll just put and combine the onion with the cucumber. These are basically your toppings for the aguachiles. And now it's time to remove the seeds from the chile serranos. So go ahead and take them out of my little pile here. There should be 4 total. There they are. And also, I went ahead and I cut the half of the onion we used earlier into a 1/4. We will be using this for our sauce. So I'm just going to go ahead and put them into the blender now. And everything I am using was already pre-washed. So I do have to remove the tail of each chile, and then I'm gonna slice it in half to remove the seeds, just because I do want to use them mostly for their flavor, not for their spice. So by cutting them in half, I am able to remove a lot of that spice out with the seeds. And maybe I'll leave like one with a little bit of seed in it to enhance the spiciness, but since it's such a small batch, I don't want it to be super spicy because I did that mistake once and I don't want to do that again. as you can see, they are now cut in half, and my goodness, they are spicy. My nose is already watering and my eyes are itching. But of course, always remember to not touch your eyes after cutting chiles. I know you're gonna wash your hands 1,000 times and they're still gonna be spicy. So with the same spoon I used earlier to to remove the seeds from the cucumber, I'm just gonna do the same thing onto the chiles. Oh my gosh, I cannot do this with one hand. Let me do this off. Verdes. And then that's all the lovely spicy stuff that live inside of them. So I chose not to leave any semillas inside because my goodness, they're spicy. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop them into the blender. Okay, and my cilantro's already washed. So I'm gonna go ahead and add, so this is one bunch, so I'm gonna add like half of it. Cilantro is what really gives it flavor. Just gonna pop it in there. Yes. And then I'm gonna add my sal with black pepper. And then they'll just hang out in there until my shrimp are done cooking. As you can see, about half of them are done. Still need some time. So once they're all pink like that, I'll go ahead and grab the juice and pop it in there. This is what gives the aguachile a lot of flavor. A lot of people put water, and I don't like that because it kills the flavor, and adding the straight up juice into the blender will really enhance the flavoring and make them sabrosísimos. So we'll let that sit for another like 15 minutes, I think, give or take. And then we'll put the juice in there, hit blend, obviously with the cap on, and we'll go ahead and incorporate it with our veggies. All right, guys, our shrimp is fully cooked now. So I'm just gonna add some of that lime juice into the blender. Right, and then there's just a tiny bit left in there, so we're gonna add our veggies. We're gonna pop them in here. Okay, so that's how much lime juice should be in there. And then we'll go ahead and put the cap on. Now we're gonna go ahead and hit the blending button. Combined, I will go ahead and taste it for salt on a little spoon. Just gonna dip it in like this and try it out. It is very delicious. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna dump it. Now we're gonna go ahead and pour this right over. Combine with the spoon. And then here are little chiles, shrimp peeking through. And then we'll just let this sit again for another 30 minutes in the fridge so that it really consumes up all the chile sauce, so you can really enjoy it. Okay guys, I'm gonna prepare my first tostada de aguachile verde. I'm gonna use these kind of tostadas today. I'm gonna set one on a plate right here, and then I'm gonna grab some with as little juice as possible, just because then it makes the tostada very soggy. Doing this one-handed is not the business, but it's okay. Wow, the chile is super strong. I can already smell it. Okay, now we're just gonna spread it around and make it look pretty. And there you guys have it, your aguachile. So here's the final product. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.